Gender is the position that patriarchy assigns persons to in the whole power order, so that the notion of, when I talked about 1325 being calling for women's inclusion, but also for the excluded, 1325 reflects the need for all of the excluded who are in this very specific gender order. And the way that evolves is by buying into the differential between men and women in the first place. And from that, other isms besides sexism. And I see, colonialism, where you have the Western wise men taking on the right to rule the rest of the world. And then racism, which is an invention to rationalize that power, since Europeans tend to be predominantly Caucasian. And so it's all interrelated in that way, and very, what I call, highly gendered. And I also have something I'm working on, which is a gender lens on global violence, in which the manifestation of the gendered difference is perpetuated through violence of one form or another: structural violence, physical violence, and systemic violence. And to me, it's not just, oh, that's an interesting idea, it's helpful. Then I can begin to see things in a way which makes them addressable. So that if you can begin to change the concepts of human value that come out of the patriarchal gendered order. And part of what went into this thinking was the work of R.W. O'Connell, and he has written about the global gender order. He says mainly it's in the terms of the male-female, but he acknowledges some of the aspects of colonialism, but I just am pushing that further. And then the other piece of that is that that system, those who are benefited by that system, seem to understand that they would be threatened by a real democratic order. And so they continue to depend upon not just the threat of force, but the occasional unleashing of force, even on their own populations, to maintain that order. And some people will say, oh, well, that's, capitalism, or this, that, and the other. I say, well, it's all just different versions of patriarchy. And I feel it's very important to see the link between that and one of the key entry points into overcoming that is not just disarmament as such, but general and complete disarmament, which has various definitions, but in essence it means we change the whole system in the terms that I was talking about it before, so that those arms are no longer necessary. And those arms are no longer necessary because the threat has been removed. So it's largely a question, it's the design problem, but it's also the learning problem, because the advantaged have to come to understand that their advantage is very fragile, and that if they can insist on perpetuating it, the consequences are utter disaster for the whole human race. So, to me, general and complete disarmament isn't pie in the sky. It's a concept that we can see as a way to approach the patriarchal problematic. And like Mr. Ikeda's ideas, if the designs for it turn out to be kind of pie in the sky, we just keep working on them until we get something that will be acceptable, just, and viable.